but I never got a chance to prove that.
That's the scene from Creed 3 starring Michael B. Jordan. Now, not only is he acting in the movie, but he's making his directing debut, too.
After that, I want to find out what's happening. It's drama.
It's a lot of drama in this movie.
Movie critic Patrick Moore joins us with his review and gives us a rundown of his favorite Rocky Balboa Creed films.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
How are you?
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so before we get into your top faves between the Balboa and the Creed movies, what were your thoughts on the newest one, Creed 3?
Creed 3, yeah, and this is Michael B. Jordan's directorial debut, as you mentioned. I liked it quite a bit. Now, like, I liked it more than Creed 2. I did not like it as much as Creed 1, if that means that. I think Creed 1's a really great movie. Creed 2, a little bit of kind of a retread of, like, Rocky 4 and kind of trying to tie it to that whole thing. This does stand on its own. Sylvester Stallone's not in this movie. They don't even reference Rocky one time, nor do they play any of the music.
You said the movie stands on its own?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it kind of starts out with Creed figuring out what he's going to do after he retires. There's some flashbacks to his last fight, which they show. And then it kind of shows him being like a dad for a good chunk of the movie. And at the end of the last movie, you find out that his daughter is born like hearing impaired.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of him hanging out at home in like a frog costume, like having tea parties with his kid and like signing. And it's very cute. It's Creed being a girl dad. It's really great. And then ultimately what winds up happening is we're introduced to Jonathan Majors' character, who is from Creed's past. He's someone he knew as a kid that kind of helped train him to be a boxer. And then he gets out of prison and they kind of connect and yeah, things happen. I won't spoil any more than that, but I think you can tell from the trailer, they wind up fighting each other.
They do.
It's amazing. It's amazing how much
Yeah.
men want to fight each other when they
They
get
really
to that
do.
like
Yeah.
state of mind.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, I didn't think the fight sequences were as well done in some of the previous movies, but it is still exciting. I do wish I wanted one Rocky song in there. I would have liked it. It's not in there at all. But again, that's it kind of standing up on its own, and someone's calling me right now.
Well, tell them
That's-
goodbye,
That's
Patrick.
bad news.
So here's your ranking of the Rocky Creed franchises, numbers 9 through 4. Read through those for me.
Sure, yeah. Rocky 5 is not a great movie. I think that anyone that's seen those movies kind of doesn't count that one. When they play him on TV, that's kind of the one that plays a little bit less.
Okay.
It kind of doesn't count. Rocky 3 is very absurd, very silly. That's the one with Mr. T, which I think is fun to watch. I think, I don't know if the robot was in that one or the fourth one. But then, yeah, Creed 2 and then Creed 3. Like I said, I like Creed 3 a little bit more than this last one. And it stands on its own. Rocky Balboa is great. Rocky 4, that's kind of the silly one where there's a lot of training montages, Rocky going to Russia, fighting Ivan Drago, and that's one I rewatched quite a bit. Stallone actually put out his own cut of that last year, but yeah, those are fun.
All right, let's run through the top 3. We have about a minute.
About a minute. Okay, well, yeah, number 3, it might be hearsay. I'm putting the first Rocky at number 3. This was an Oscar Best Picture winner. But if you kind of rewatch it, it's a lot of him and Adrian talking about turtles, and there's some stuff that it's like, oh yeah, I forgot that was in this movie. I think that Rocky 2 is kind of a superior version of Rocky. Now, granted, Rocky 2 is a little more like of a fantasy, because this is the one where he loses to Apollo Creed in the first one, which makes sense, because he would, and Apollo Creed was much bigger than Stallone. So Rocky 2 is kind of like, well, in this one, he beats Apollo Creed. Okay, fine. But it's very exciting, and that has like the great music cues in it as well.
Your number 1 is Creed?
My number 1's Creed. I love this movie. I think it's like one of the best sports movies of all time. Definitely one of the best boxing movies. And yeah, I rewatch it quite a bit.
Can I stream it somewhere right now?
I'm not sure what it's
HBO Max.
It's on HBO Max. Okay, perfect. Well, yeah, so then definitely watch that one before you go see Creed 3. But I think you're probably safe waiting to watch Creed 3 at home if you don't want to rush to theaters. But either way, it's worth checking out.
Well, thank you, Patrick, for your review.
Thank
it
you
was
so much, guys.
much better than
Now I
I
wanna watch Creed.
thought.
Yeah, next time I'm putting self-tanner on my legs. I wear shorts. This was a mistake. I didn't think it through.
We'll see you next week.
Thank you, Patrick.
Guys.